remembering the infinite from within the finite as the infinite, plus contemplative prompts. The gift of life is one we did not ask for. It is one we do not deserve. Yet it's the most essential, the most fundamental element of what we are. In some regards, if we squint hard enough, we'd find out it's the only thing that we know. Think about it. Outside of the life you have, every other thing is either an accumulation of properties or a thought about what you have or even a thought about who you are. Still, they are just thoughts. Do you not see that you have never owned anything, not even a body? In person, I love to tease this last point by asking, when exactly did you go get a body in order to own it? Take away the content of our experience, our thoughts, a belief that you are inside a body or that you're a body for that matter, and all that is left is this weirdness, this mystery of existence, your own existence. In my practice, touching this element of self, this elemental beingness, brings about a sense of freedom. A freedom that doesn't come from answers, but from a stark, liberating clarity. It makes these next 4 points undeniable. The first point, life unfolds freely without management. What I call my life is an unfolding. It moves as fluidly and naturally as the earth rotates around the sun. The earth doesn't calculate its orbit. It doesn't control its speed or decide how far or near to be from the sun. If the earth could think, it might wonder whether to revolve faster or orbit a different star altogether. But the truth is, it simply moves, carried by forces beyond itself. In the same way, I watch this body go through hunger. I watch the facial skin dry. I watch the mind stir and settle and stir again. And what notices all this? That noticing itself, awareness, is unbothered by what it sees. The unfolding doesn't need tweaking. It doesn't need interference. Disruption happens, and I'm witness of it without effort. In fact, the only effort that I, in quotes, have ever made was not I, but the false illusory self. The second point, seeing my life, I see others. Once this clarity dawned on me, I realized there were no others. Others are a play of consciousness, the way I took myself to be a solid, separate self. Oh yes, I very much fall into the interplay of separation as I interact with my brothers and sisters and lovers and masters and subordinates. It is all part of the great illusion of others. But it's still clear, when I see the nature of what I am, I see clearly what others are. To illustrate this, in a dream where I, the character of my dream, interacts with others in the same dream, none of the characters are real. All characters are made of the same substance as the dream itself. And so if I were to lucid dream and I express this realization about the dream not being reality to the characters in the dream, it would be a total waste of time. Neither I, the character, nor the other characters have any reality. The content of the dream is in some sense unimportant. So also, what we call real life. The same spark animates each and every one of us, though the costumes and conditions differ. So I write this with absolute clarity that my expressing any of this is in truth not valuable to anyone in the true sense of this realization. So the third point here. In quiet, the mind's wildness is exposed. When we become still, truly still, we begin to notice the neurosis that is the mind. Its loops, its obsessions, its fears and futures. We begin to notice its constant reference to the past as if the past were something happening right now. Left to itself, it narrates chaos with confidence. And when we spend enough time observing this, a deeper question surfaces. How is it that we treat this voice, this unceasing mental churning, as the basis of culture, of policy, of identity? Don't we see that normal societal functioning often rides on this same level of insanity, polished with language, reinforced by systems, but still rooted in unexamined thoughts? The more clearly we see this, the less compelled we are to be caught in the belief in the solidity of its drama. And to the fourth and final point, awareness is not a container. It's boundlessness. And so naturally, the last thing that becomes clear is the nature of awareness itself. It's not bound by the body. It's not a flicker in the brain. It's not a thing that you have. It's what everything appears in. It's not limited to your personhood and identity, though it can feel really intimate. It's not contained in you. You are appearing in it. Now, this could obviously sound philosophical and poetic, but laying down in bed at night, no distraction in mind and sight, you can begin to see that the core of experience of being, the core of experience of this being that we are, it's not found in time. You would not find your beginning. You would also not find your end. The nature and texture of yourself, your true self, is transparent, untouchable, and edgeless. And in this edgelessness, all of life unfolds and dissolves silently, even though the chaos of it feels not so silent. And so slowly and clearly, the impersonality of everything reveals itself. We may then wonder, why are we here at all? To me, in my current seeing, it's evident that there's no reason outside of the sheer miracle of finding expression as all things, as nothing, through all things, as all things. Without the stories the mind crafts about our personal lives, with the staunch belief that we know anything at all, everything that erupts as experience has no reason but for the glory of itself. So I have a poem I'd love to share from Sophia Saira called Dream that I found to be so fascinating and in line with the theme of this particular topic that I'm sharing. But before I get there, and I would play the clip myself here on this audio. But before I get there, here's a contemplative prompt for you. Writing these in reflection may be really helpful to seeing this beautiful realization. Or you could take each of these prompts and ruminate on them as you, say, take a walk or lay down to relax. So the first prompt. Before this moment, what did you do to bring about the breath you are now taking? Without your reference to biology, what moves the body to hunger, to heal, or to age? If the earth does not manage its orbit, what makes you think you can manage your becoming? If there's no manager, no conductor, can you still trust the music? Strip away your memories of friends and families, their names, your shared stories, and what remains? In a dream, who are the others and who is the dreamer? What does the mind not comment on? That's a good one. What does the mind not comment on? What would happen if you didn't believe your next thought? In deep silence, in deep stillness, before memory rushes in, what are you? Likewise, when you are fast asleep and not dreaming, where are you? I hope this essay, this readout was productive and this stirred something for you. I will be sharing the audio for of Sophia Saira in the next minute. This one is called Dream, and it's found on Instagram. I'll put it in the note here, and it's already available on my Substack if you're interested in it.
What if this was not life, but the memory of one? A little window we looked through from somewhere far ahead, just to feel what it was like to forget, to grieve, to celebrate, to love from inside a body so briefly ours, it returned to dust before we even noticed it changing. What if the whole story, the struggles, the victories, the ordinary miracles, were all part of the single exhale of a greater awareness remembering itself? A masterpiece made of sand that we cannot see as a single grain. Life perceiving itself through our eyes, and we took it personally. We made gods out of moments and homes out of people. We wrote intricate stories and lasting identities from experiences as momentary as a dream rich enough to hold the texture of our mother's voice in our ears, the taste of I love you on our tongue, the ability to sound our heart's thoughts through vocal cords, the space that longing leaves in the heart, the lesson of letting go. Maybe that's the paradox, how the infinite found a way to feel finite. It felt like forever while it was happening, but now from here you see it. Nature teaches time in timeless ways. Everything grows, everything sheds, always. Even this skin is a passing reflection of the soul's ever-evolving design. You are not here to become one thing or achieve some lasting goal. You are here to feel, to embody the frequency of the sum of your experiences as consciousness perceives yet another angle of itself through you. To remember the infinite from within the finite, just for a moment, and then to wake.